recap about to happen, about to go down. I want to welcome FieldTalk Just Sal. Let's get it going. Good morning. Hello. Welcome
Good
again.
afternoon, good night.
Yeah.
Wherever you are.
We're back. Yeah. And if you're with us, hello. If you're watching this later, hello again. So match day 6 had some very interesting games. We're definitely going to go through a couple of them, and one was just a straight pounding. We'll get to that in just a little bit. How did you guys fare with this whole match day 6?
Yeah.
Sal? Welcome back, by the way, Sal. Welcome
I know.
back.
I'm not dead.
Yeah.
I was eulogized last show.
Yeah.
But I'm here somehow. Come back. But yeah, I don't think I did that well for my predictions. I'm just gonna be quiet now with my predictions and just call everything a draw.
Right.
For Man City and Liverpool.
Safest thing that you could do. I mean, 8-0 is freaking crazy. That game was crazy. It was 5-0 in the 19th minute. It was absurd.
15 minute.
Yeah, it was absurd.
I have something to say about that, but
yeah. I mean,
wait, quick timeout. So Sal said he was eulogizing. He's back, and he has a very nice glow about him today.
Yeah.
So
I don't know where I am. So
yeah, you got some good lighting, bro.
something crazy.
West Coast lighting right there.
It's those aliens, you know. For those of you who watch Ancient Aliens, hey, I'm back somehow.
Aliens.
So some of you already heard Justin spill the beans, but we're gonna get to it. Here we go with the breakdown of match day 6. Our first game was Southampton versus Bournemouth. That game ended 3-1 in favor of Bournemouth. They run away with the points there. And then our second game, which was part of our predictions from last week, is Leicester City and Tottenham. And Leicester ran away with those 3 points, 2-1.
Really good game.
And another of our predictions, just because of the shocker that they gave Man City the week prior, we have Burnley FC and Norwich. And unfortunately, Norwich did not continue their good play. They lose 2-0. And we move on to Sheffield United, which is being the biggest surprise of the beginning of the season so far.
Yeah.
And they played Everton, and they won 2-0. Everton is... I don't know how to put it. They had that great game against Wolves, and ever since then, it's just kind of been downhill. And here we go with the pounding of the weekend. We have Man City versus Watford, and that was an 8-0 drubbing. I think you can find that on Pornhub already. I'm not sure, but you might be able to find it.
Yeah.
If you want to rewatch the whole game. And then our next game is Brighton and Newcastle. That was a stalemate, a very boring game, 0-0. And then, I'm sorry, Justin, but next we have West Ham and Man U. And unfortunately, Man U lost 2-0. And we have Wolves and Crystal Palace. Wolves has been on the struggle bus so far since that awesome season they had last year, the last go around, and they tied 1-1 with Crystal Palace. And then one of the great games of the weekend is Arsenal v Aston Villa, and they won 3-2. And we'll get to talking about that one because that was actually, like I said, very exciting game. And Arsenal, a round of applause to you. And then the last game is Liverpool and Chelsea. And unfortunately, Chelsea cannot disrupt the good form that Liverpool has had so far at the beginning of the season. And Liverpool wins that one 2-1. So what game do you guys want to talk about first?
Let's get that awful beating out of the way now that we're here.
Yeah, let's get that out of the way, please, because that's exactly what it was, an absolute beating.
I mean, right from the get-go, David Silva. Right from the get-go.
Yeah, it was absurd.
Yeah, first minute, David Silva. 7th minute, penalty, Sergio Aguero, the Argentinian sniper. And then in the 12th, Riyad Mahrez. Bernardo Silva in the 15th. and Nicholas Otamendi in the 18th. So right there, 18th minute, and they're already they already put the knife to Watford's throat.
I thought they were going to score 10, to be honest with you. Watford had no answers at all. Nothing at the back, nothing at the front, nothing at the middle, nothing on the sideline. I mean, they were just they were washed, man. It was ridiculous. I thought Pep was going to go out there and score one at one point. I mean, and what can you say? Like, that's how you bounce back from a loss right there. You know what I'm saying? You swipe aside the opposition. It's what the good teams do. I don't like to praise my mortal enemies too much, but they're a well-oiled machine, man. And when they get rolling like that, I mean, could be anybody. Honestly, they could do that to probably anybody in this league if they want.
Should have been 14-0.
Yeah.
With all the chances they missed. I mean, how many times did they hit the crossbar? I mean, Watford, what are you doing? Just laying down and just being like, all right, just come and plow us over for being a team in the Premier League who's supposedly the best league in the world. A team that spends how many millions of dollars on their players saying, okay, white flag, 15 minutes. All right, let's just get done. All right, bye. I can't stand it. There has to be some kind of, at least at this point, just say, you know what, relegation for you guys. Just get the fuck out of the league.
Get them out early.
You just can't let that happen. I don't care what team you are in the Premier League. When's the last time that it happened also? I mean, I know United did it a couple times against a few teams, but that was back in.
I know that the record for a goal was United against Ipswich. They scored 9. It was like a long time ago. I think City might have done it more recently. I'm not sure. I think they showed the stat during one of the games, but I can't.
Yeah, I feel like Man City has done that a lot lately. Like, it's not
necessarily 8. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, not 8, like 6, 5. Like 5 and 6 are like usually their regular like high points.
I mean, you at least have the other team scoring against them, and that's kind of where you're all right. At least the team is fighting to get back into it, no matter what.
Watford's like supposed to be one of the stronger mid-table teams, you would think. I mean, they've been in the league a couple years now. I mean, I don't know if Troy Deeney is still starting. He's getting older now too, but yeah, man, it was bad.
I mean, you're looking at the team that made it to the FA Cup final against City last year. So if you were that strong
in that team,
I mean, but at least if you made it that far, put up a decent fight against City.
Right.
At least show that, hey, all right, take 4 or 5 goals. All right, 8 goals, 5 goals in under 18 minutes. That's just slap yourself silly, and League 2 is somewhere down there in the bottom. Just go down all the way. Go goodbye, guys.
Yeah, because at this point, you're losing 8-0. You're bottom of the table. You don't really have much going for you. Like you said, League 2, you probably are looking almost at the bottom of the table of League 2 with this kind of play. Like, it's ridiculous. And you were mentioning it could have been 14-0. The shots were 28-5. So with that amount of shooting, like, I feel like even 20s were possible. Like,
yeah,
it's ridiculous. I don't want to see this again.
Let's talk about a more competitive match. I want to talk about Leicester Tottenham actually.
Leicester Tottenham.
That's the one thing I want to ask. Was that Harry Kane goal a golazo or just, oh hey guys, I'm just on the floor and
it has golazo potential, but just how I guess you could give it to him because he was falling and the way he reacted to hit it was clutch. I don't want to say it's a golazo, but he's got the reflexes to bang that in falling down. Is pretty impressive.
Yeah, the technical ability in that. In that process.
It's a golazo, man. Yeah, that was crazy.
But golazo or not, you still end up losing the game.
Right.
I mean, VAR is what came in right there.
Hey, man. In the words of my friends across the pond, I should say, and South, Spurs going Spurs, man. And they look, I don't know what's going on over there, but I said when we first came on here in one of the episodes, I said that Pochettino, he doesn't seem right there. Something's amiss in Tottenham right now. because they've actually strengthened their team, and they don't look good right now.
No.
Which, I mean, I can't say for my team either, but I don't know. But I really just want to talk about freaking James Madison, the boy with ice in his veins, man, playing at the number 10 position with a banger in clutch time. Now, I think Ndombele had a goal disallowed due to VAR in that game. And I'm going to go to our general VAR expert, Sal. And if you did see that call, bro, can you tell me what happened there? Because that looked like, I mean, is this what it's going to be? Is this what VAR is going to be, man? Because it's starting to get kind of ridiculous.
I mean, I'm looking at VAR in the Premier League, and they have the overhead cameras, and we see them, the eye in the sky, right?
Yeah.
So we see them in the stadiums, and so they have a better view than we do. We don't know. I don't know how many other cameras are in the stadium per se, but it's not MLS where they have only 6 cameras. If it's a local broadcast, if it's an ESPN or Fox broadcast, they have all the cameras to pinpoint. But I'm agreeing with VAR, and that's not me just being an Arsenal fan saying that. No, but I'm sure. Yes, I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm gonna give this to the refs. They're at least, they have the cameras and they have the views. I kind of wish that we could see what they're looking at, and that's my interpretation of it. I really want to see what the referees are watching, but as long as they don't show us that, it can go either way. I mean, we've seen tons of calls already in just these few weeks that have gone against teams that they shouldn't have, but I'm going with VAR. I mean,
that's the deserve to win, I say. They played a lot better than Spurs in the second half, and then Madison again just hits him with the dagger. That was a golazo for sure. I don't have to question that. I don't have to think about that. That was a banger, and it turns out to be the winner. And they take big points. Leicester in third place in the table right now.
Yep. They could be having one of those good seasons like they had the one where they won the league.
Yeah.
Will they win the league? Very doubtful. Either Man City or Liverpool. Well, they're kind of running away with it already. In the sense that they have such dominant football play. Leicester just can hang around and just claim a Champions League spot if they continue to play the way that they are playing. Did Tottenham kind of hit its peak last season? Like qualifying for Champions, I believe, again, and then reaching the Champions League final, and now Pochettino is probably trying to reproduce the same thing, but just not getting the results.
I think so. Pochettino should have left. He should have just said, "I'm leaving. I'll take the job at Juve." He should have taken the Juventus job. I don't think there was any question for him to just say, "I reached my peak with Spurs. I took them as far as I could in these 5 years. I couldn't put a trophy in the trophy cabinet." But
true. It's
true. How much higher can you go after reaching Champions League final, really? And in a final that really we all thought it was going to go 4 goals, 5 goals, maybe, considering both teams that were in it. But such a dud of a Champions League. You started Kane instead of Mora, which was your, I would say, Achilles heel right there.
Right.
Yeah, he should have just taken off, and they should have sold Eriksen. They should have sold all the players. They should have started fresh.
Yeah, because we're selling Eriksen. Then they made up some good key signings. They did bring in Lo Celso, which can kind of bring like the same thing that Eriksen brings to the pitch. Eriksen is a better, I would say, attacker. He can create a little bit better than Lo Celso. But give Lo Celso time, and you'll see him. Well, if he's able to grow into what Tottenham wants him to be and what he wants himself to be, and then you have Ndombele that just a class center defensive mid, great passing ability, great moving forward, and yeah, you get rid of Eriksen, you still have those 2 pieces that kind of like fill the bill, But I don't know. Tottenham so far is doing what Tottenham knows how to do best.
Spurs go Spurs.
And And so yeah, so we'll leave it there. Hopefully Tottenham knows how to fix this, or Pochettino, should I say, can find a way to fix this, because I'm sure they want to continue being a Champions League type team. It will get them the key signings in the future that they need to keep progressing. What game do we want? Oh, by the way, my prediction on that one was where's my we all said draw, or a couple of us said draw.
We all said draw.
I said for Leicester Tottenham.
Yeah.
I said 2-1 Tottenham.
Oh, so you had it back.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had it backwards.
All right, so with that, how about we just go with the West Ham Man U game? I know you'll have a lot to say on this one, Just. What can you tell us?
We're shite. To be honest, man, we're just. I mean, I could come on here and be really negative, and I just don't want to do that, because that's the entire fan base on Twitter is like a toxic cesspool. So I'm going to try to be as objective as possible, but I'm going to be critical because I'm a fan and it just pisses me off to continue to see it. But clearly it's basically everything that was talked about in the beginning. I mean, the board, we have a thin team. We have nobody. Jesse Lingard played striker in that game. Dan James played striker in that game. What? Dan James and Jesse Lingard are your striking options at Man United? Are you kidding me? So, I mean, the problems are a lot deeper than the manager. Sometimes, I mean, I can't explain what the lack of effort is, like, or I don't know what, I can't tell you. It's just that mind-boggling. Well, what I will say, I've been on Ollie's side most of the time, but I have to be critical of the way he's setting up the team. We've run 4-2-3-1 the entire season. Mm-hmm. We haven't deferred from that, and it's not working. So I don't understand why we haven't experimented with everything else. And it's like the dude on the fan channel that I follow, Adam McCullough, Full-Time Devil, shout out Adam McCullough TV, all that stuff. But he said he mentioned that when Ollie first came in, he was the caretaker. He didn't really have anything to lose. So we were attacking 4-3-3, Pogba up the field, flowing. Everything was flowing. And then once he got the job, it's like he has something to lose. So now we're playing like this compact. It's like Mourinho and Van Gaal all over again. We don't have the quality, man. We don't have the quality right now. Rashford went down in that game, groin injury. He's out. We're relying on a 17-year-old kid to bail us out right now. And, I mean, we did get the good news that Martial will be fit for Arsenal, so be ready for that. Tony Martial came from France. All right, but he's going to be back for that game. I don't know what he's going to be able to do, coming back from injury, but it's a big boost. But we just don't have the quality, man. We just don't have the quality, and it shows. It's going to take time. But, I believe, but it's going to take time. It's embarrassing right now.
So will you say that the injuries is kind of what's holding you back?
Nah, I mean – not even, man. I mean, yeah, they're a hindrance, you know what I mean? Because Pogba's been out. He's a world-class player, the only world-class player we have. Maybe De Gea 18 months ago was world-class. He's still got to come back. Martial has the ability. He's on the cusp, but he's not world-class. But he's definitely a better finisher than Rashford. Rashford, I love the kid to death, man, but he's been terribly out of form. And it's, what I'm saying? So the injuries have been hurting us, but even then, we still don't have the quality in midfield to really create enough. That's what I think.
Justin, the report that came out of the Glazers saying it's going to take 3 years for them to see themselves back in any form. I mean, really, for a team like United?
Listen, man. Like I said, I was trying not to be negative. Now you mentioned the Glazers. I believe in what Ollie's trying to do. If Ollie's given the time, I think that realistically the 3-year plan that they set out could be possible. I do think that they did that to try to put out the fire that was going on and how pissed off everybody's been. I think they announced that right at that time for that specific reason. But if Ollie can get the time, which no manager gets anymore at all, if he's allowed at least 2 more transfer windows, I think we could compete if they support him. Those are all things that I don't believe are going to happen, by the way. Let me make that clear. I don't have any faith in the Glazers at all. But by some divine miracle, if it's possible that he gets the time, I still stick by him. But he's got to get better tactically. He's got to change up these formations. I mean, it's not working.
So
we line up like that
would a technical director be what you guys need?
I mean, dude, bro. And the thing is, we were talking about getting a technical director. Now Ed Woodward, the savvy businessman, has actually kind of thrown that out the window. He says he likes where the club is going right now, which means that it's going to continue to be his final say. But for the most part, it looked like he may be listening to Ollie as far as how to structure the team going forward. But again, it's going to be this type of season, man, up and down, up and down. And it's just pathetic. It's embarrassing, man. I got to listen to Arsenal fans like Sal think they're going to come to Old Trafford and win. Like, you know what I mean? We're shit, but we're not going to lose to Arsenal at home.
Yeah, I read that article. It was funny that Sal mentioned it because I was going to ask you. It's an interesting plan. You don't have any faith that they might actually do it. They say they're trying to go with the whole format that Liverpool did to get back into, I guess, to competing. It's going to be really hard to get kind of to Liverpool status at this point. And then like one of the last notes in the article from the one I read was saying that if they even do it and they get the pieces that they need, Ole might not even be there by the time that plan is all done.
Huge possibility.
Because like you said, managers really aren't given the time of day anymore. It's either you win or you show us that you're going to compete, or if not, you're out the door. Like, see you later. Thank you for your time. And I don't know. I would like to see Ole do good. He came in. He was like, from what I saw at the end of last season, he was a breath of fresh air.
He was, and if you listen to the players, they love him, man. You know what I mean? But he's got to do something. I mean, I don't know what it is. I can't describe why we haven't been like. Because if we're gonna lose, let's go out fighting. You know what I'm saying? Let's go out attacking. You know what I mean? And we don't even do that. Let me give you one fact before I stop talking about this, because I'm gonna be sick if I continue to talk about how terrible we are. We haven't won a game since PSG away in March. We haven't won an away game since PSG in March. Let that sink in to where we're at right now.
It's a long time.
Yep.
So got a long way to go, man. I hope that he can turn it around. I still believe in him, but it's rough, man. It's hard. It's hard to watch Liverpool and Man City. I mean, even to a certain extent, Arsenal just play better football than us. It's annoying, man. It's annoying.
So you did mention that Man U plays Arsenal. By the end of this recording, we are going to have a very interesting bet. We'll figure that out when we get to that part of the show.
I like it.
We proceed so Justin doesn't start crying here on YouTube, and we'll go to Arsenal v Villa. Great game. Great comeback. Unai Emery, I feel like, has actually built a team that wants to compete, doesn't want to give up. And then again, I kind of felt Villa kind of let them come back in the game.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, it still shows a lot of grit that you're down a man and you come back being down twice and you win in the dying minutes of the game 3-2. My take from it, that Miles' second yellow was kind of meh. Like, he did win the ball. I get the fact that he went through the player. He didn't catch him with the cleat at all. If you watch the replay, his trailing foot that's bent behind him is what trips up the Villa player. I don't really see that necessary for a second yellow, but that's what the ref decided to call. They went to VAR for a straight red, so on and so forth. At the end of the day, Arsenal's down a man. Guendouzi, hell of a player. Great signing by Arsenal. Is just a great player that they needed in the middle for such a long time. And it's a good replacement of having lost Ramsey. Different responsibilities, I believe, but Guendouzi does sometimes just have this urge to want to attack, and he did that, and he got the penalty. Pepe, I kind of called him to be the flop of the year, and he continues to show me that he's a great player. And I never doubted him being a great player. I like the fact that every time the ball goes to him, he's just in a buttload of space. Like he's just there, and then he just creates, and he gets into the box, and he just wreaks havoc. And then the goal for him, even though it was a penalty, well deserved, his first of the season, and hopefully more come out of that. And then you have Aubameyang, just a great free kick, beautiful. Like there's not many words to describe it. What I did not find interesting is I missed the old Aubameyang celebrations. I need a Spider-Man mask. I need some type of mask.
All kind of masks.
I need something. Yeah, just like flip through them, until you get back to the Aubameyang face or something. Other than that, and then Grealish, a great player that Villa's been able to hold on to. I would like to see him on a bigger club. But even at Villa, he's still an outstanding player, and he creates, and he's just what Villa needs to, I guess, keep him afloat. It's just Villa needs to kind of learn how to close out a game and not give away a game when you're up a man. Sal, you being the Arsenal fan, what were your takes on this great game?
Villa pushed Arsenal. Villa pushed Arsenal. Say that 3 times fast. But I saw Villa should have taken it. They should have ran away with it after that red card. But VAR, to me, VAR made a mistake right there. I will say VAR made a I don't think that was intentional. There was no studs up for that one. But we're seeing Arsenal have the attacking power, and that's the difference between, and Justin mentioned it, Arsenal and United. If you have the attacking power, we can forgive the defensive nature of the team. All right, we're going to give up goals. That's understandable. But as long as you have strikers and creators who are there to make those goals, you can make up those lost goals that you give up, or you can at least draw a game. And that's perfectly fine, in my opinion. During the week, we saw during the Carabao Cup, Tierney's back in form and Bellerin is coming back. So at least there, I'm happy to say that Arsenal will at least have something in the defensive. This game showed that Arsenal, if they get a kick in the backside, they're great. They're going to keep going and fighting. That's what the team needs, at least just to keep fighting. Just through this transfer window, one more, and I think we have a team that can constantly be top 4. Going to the Villa side, Jack Grealish, he's gone after this year, I think. Some team is going to buy him out. But if he's one of those players that really loves Villa, he'll stay. But how many players do we see now stay with one club forever?
It's not a very common theme. It would be good to see, like I say, Grealish stay, but it kind of would be very entertaining to see him go on a club where he can compete and you can really showcase what he's got. You said Tierney and Bellerin close to being back. Well, Tierney made an appearance. Did Bellerin make an appearance?
No? Okay.
No. Well, Bellerin is going to be back at some point. Tierney has played, made an appearance. You said he was in pretty good form. Would you say that them being out there on the left and the right, would that kind of keep David Luiz's mediocre defending in the shadows?
They would at least help some. I'm not going to say it's going to be all roses, but they'll help some. And knowing the type of players they are and also the creators they are, at least there'll be something that we can say as Arsenal fans, hey, we can keep a form that can help keep us in top 4. And that's all we really want at this point. We're not saying we're going to win the league, and the ones who are saying we're going to win the league, I need to know what they're smoking so I can have some of that. But no, they'll do something. They'll help somewhat. I'm looking at the lineup that was there. I mean, what else can you really do? I mean, it's an okay lineup at this point.
Was Lacazette injured? Is that why Saka played?
He's injured for the next few weeks.
Okay.
I know I always ask, but does Ozil still play there? What does he do?
Who?
What does he do? Does he? I mean, like,
He's a cheerleader. If you see the bench cam, he really does stand up and cheers as loud as he can. So
you're the most expensive cheerleader in the history.
I'm still hoping he comes to MLS and we get a good payday out of him.
And then the Real Madrid loanee, Ceballos, he had a very decent, quiet game. Nothing too spectacular, nothing out of the norm, and definitely nothing negative. But he did, that they believe they said this is his fourth game in a row starting for Arsenal. So that's a good sign. He's getting the minutes that I would say that Real Madrid wanted him to get, and he's helping Arsenal, as we can see, compete and get dubs.
So, something tells me that he'll stay with Arsenal after this loan. Something tells me that they will buy him out. I don't think Zidane will want him back.
And that's a tricky situation. We could talk about that another time.
Oh yes, please let's talk about it.
But yeah, there's a lot of key movements to if he stays, then we got to shuffle a lot of stuff around. Like we definitely got to make some signings. Well, Madrid, I mean. And then so that was a very entertaining game. I did miss, like I said, the Aubameyang traditional celebrations. But at the end of the day, Arsenal gets the 3 points, and they kind of chomped their teeth down on the fourth spot in the Premier League table. And then the last game of the weekend was Liverpool and Chelsea. I'm gonna be honest, Chelsea is very surprisingly good. A lot better than what I expected. I can see them probably, like we talked about last week, trying to fight for a top 6 finish. Unfortunate that they did miss out on a draw in this game. N'Golo Kante came back. N'Golo Kante scored a beautiful goal and made Fabinho look like a lazy buffoon because Fabinho should have closed that down, I believe. But nonetheless, beautiful goal from the quiet man, N'Golo. And before we get into anything, do you find it problematic that as a USA fan that Pulisic isn't getting minutes, or is he just not worth how can I say this? Lampard doesn't see what he likes or doesn't like what he sees?
I don't think he has the body for the Premier League yet. If we look at him, I think if he bulked up a little bit, he'll start. I mean, why start Willian over Pulisic? Really, there isn't really.
Yeah, it's pretty annoying, because I think he could play in the league. So.
I'm just saying, maybe just Lampard looks at Christian and he says, "Man, you're too scrawny right now. I need you to bulk up, just get a little more," because the Premier League is more of a physical league than he was in the Bundesliga. So maybe that's the reason.
But he still has to be given a chance, though. We still you gotta see what he can do. You know what I mean? I mean, did he even come in the game in that game? I don't even think he came in the bed.
I don't even think so. No.
You know what I mean? Like, not even getting any minutes at all. I mean,
we saw what he can do in the Supercopa, right?
We did. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He hasn't looked. It hasn't looked like it's been too much for him.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is kind of annoying not to see him, but I don't really.
There's no explanation, really. I mean, maybe it's just because Frank didn't sign him. He was signed before Frank even came in. So does he fit into Frank's plans at this point, or does he just sit at Chelsea for another year and then get bought out by someone else or sent on loan somewhere else? And that's going to be the problem. You need minutes, especially for a U.S. international. Yeah, and if he's not getting those minutes, then if I'm him,
have a lot of football to play though.
Yeah,
Champions League they're still in the cup, I think. So there's still opportunities, but it's like you said, Sal. I mean, he's got to get time out there, and I don't know.
Yeah, like you said, it could be the traditional Chelsea law that they basically loan every young player that they have. So that could come down to that. Tammy Abraham did play last week. We weren't sure if he was going to play due to the injury that he suffered in the Champions League game. He did appear, and he did miss a beautiful opportunity to score. Had a nice breakaway. No offsides was called. Shoots it right at Adrian. Great save. But in that position and the way that Tammy Abraham has been playing, I believe we all would have thought that would have been a goal. So yeah, Liverpool continues their great form, still undefeated in the league. The blip that they had at Napoli did not slow them down, did not change the way that they continue to play in the Premier League. Chelsea did have a goal called offsides. And in that sequence of play, Liverpool looked very sloppy in the back end. And the trend continues that we talked about. Defense is still playing a big role in how all these games are being played out. So I don't know who's stopping Liverpool, because Chelsea I would say, has been the closest so far.
Here's the thing: Chelsea does not have a true striker. Now, if they had a true striker, that game could have been theirs for the taking.
Transfer ban is killing them.
Yep.
It's killing them, but then at the same time, Tammy Abraham has been on fire, so he's kind of proven. Okay, he's not a proven striker yet, but he's proven that he can put the ball in the back of the net. So, like as I said, you saw the breakaway. He probably should have buried it, but unfortunately, he didn't. I'm still stuck on the whole Pulisic thing. Like, it kind of irks me, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, I feel like because Mason Mount was kind of like a last minute thing, right? He was kind of dealing with a little nag, and then Lampard's like, oh, you know what? Like, you're feeling okay? Okay, I'll put you in. Instead of being able to put in, instead of being able to put Pulisic, he sticks with his guy. Could it be a little bit of, country bias? I don't know, maybe. But
I'm just it irks me because I know that Christian is a good player, and we've seen him create with Giroud, and you would assume that at least that would be what Frank would just go with, but it's somewhere in the back of my mind. I'm thinking Frank didn't want him, and Frank just wanted to use the Liverpool academy really because he has that band. Maybe he was just thinking, I'm just going to pull the players from the academy, let them have their run, and I'll find the next players that are going to come up and maybe help us win the league in another 3-4 years, maybe down the road. That was a big signing for Chelsea, and if they're just going to have all that money just sitting on the bench, then
they spend a lot of money.
2.0.
Listen, man, Pulisic will be starting at Man United right now, week in and week out. I guarantee that. So I'm not sure. Like I said, Frank's trying to integrate him into English football a little bit. I'm not too sure. I don't want to say it's a country bias just yet, but because the season's still just starting out, maybe he just wants to bet him in slowly. But it is aggravating not to see him get any minutes at all in some of these big, these high key games.
Yeah. All right. Well, quick yes or no answer to this question: is Firmino a top 3 forward or a striker in the Premier League?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. That answers that. So that was I would say the more important games of this past weekend. And if we take a quick look at the Premier League table, we'll just go with top 6 and who's sitting in the relegation, so we don't eat up too much of your time. In first place, we have Liverpool, as they're undefeated. Man City is sitting in second after thrashing Watford 8-0. And then in third, we have Leicester City. In fourth, we have Arsenal after that 3-2 comeback against Villa. In fifth, we have West Ham. Surprising. West Ham is usually like a 7-11 kind of table topper, but they are in the top 6. And a very surprising top 6 to end this is Bournemouth. Did not see that one coming at any point in the season. I'm pretty sure they're excited about that. And then in the relegation, we have Aston Villa after that wonderful loss to Arsenal. 19, we have Wolves. They're kind of at a standstill because they don't know how to get 3 points, and they know how to draw. So they know they're doing something correctly, but they're not getting 3 points. And then Watford, They are actually the update here, fresh update. They're basically in the second league. All right, next. So it's pretty. We'll see Watford there the rest of the season, I believe.
Yeah, the way they look now, it doesn't look good.
So match day 7 is coming up. It is this weekend, September 28th and 29th. And then we have one game on Monday, September 30th, which is very interesting for this beautiful trio that we have here.
Game of the week.
Kind of the outlier here, but it's beautiful to watch from the stands. Sheffield United plays Liverpool. That'll be an interesting game. Sheffield United has shown that they can compete in the Premier League. Can they compete versus Liverpool? We will see. Another big game is we got Wolves and Watford. That'll be interesting. The battle of relegation. So we got that to look forward to. Chelsea picks up against Brighton, and then Everton and Man City. That'll be an interesting game. Tottenham and Southampton. Hopefully Tottenham can pick up a little bit of form there.
Spurs gonna Spurs.
They could, they might just Spurs.
It.
And the game that I'm most looking forward to, because you fine gentlemen get to bicker about it, maybe, is the Man United Arsenal game in. Oh my God. Beautiful comments we had there. So Man United Arsenal. Sal, what is your prediction?
I'm going 2-2. It's gonna be a draw. I can't see anything other than a draw. The way both teams are playing. Can United surprise? I can see a United surprise, but not really. the way that, oh God. But see, I can see Arsenal pulling an Arsenal and just, God, I'm just going for the draw. I mean, I can't see anything coming out of this game, really. I mean, just both managers trying to survive.
Yeah, it's going to be, I think I talked to Sal about it on Twitter. It's going to be the battle of the shit shows. But I'm not going to go with a boring draw. I'm going 3-0 United at Old Trafford. That's what's going to happen. It's going to be the game that kicks us off. It gets us into form.
It's going to be reverse that. It's going to be two Pepe goals and an Aubameyang goal. Watch.
Yeah, we got a former fat dude in the comments trying to roast. What's up, bro? I see you.
So
yeah, I'm
you're going with a 3-0. Sal's going with a draw. Sal, I think I kind of want you to change your score line to make this a little bit toughy.
I'll go 3-1. I'll go 3-1. Just because we do have the firepower, but we do not have the defensive power. But do I think we have enough defense to stop? Who do you have again for striker?
Jesse Lingard. I don't know. Dan James.
I mean,
maybe
Jesse Lingard can moonwalk his way to a goal most likely.
Listen, Jesse Lingard traditionally plays good against Arsenal. I love to see him do some more millie rocking in there or moonwalking. They hate it, bro. They hate it. I think if Martial could start that game, I'll be even more confident.
I would like to see Papa go up to Lingard and clothesline him. I would like that. But yeah, I'll go 3-1.
Okay. We need to make some sort of a bet. What would you guys be willing to bet?
Justin, do you have a shirt somewhere over there with Arsenal on it?
Yeah, right. I wouldn't be caught dead. No. Okay, so this is what okay. Let me think.
How about you make a banner behind you that says I love Arsenal?
There you go, because I have United shirts here, so I can put that.
I put up a banner that said I love Arsenal back here, right? Yeah. And then I'll go on like a 2-minute rant about how good Arsenal is.
All right.
But so that's if Arsenal win, that's what happens to me.
Yeah.
All right, Sal. So this is what happens. If Man United wins,
all right,
you wear the Man United kit.
All right.
And then you give us a 2-minute speech about that 8-2 drubbing a few years back that you guys suffered.
All right. I'll do it.
I got a very interesting one for Sal. You wear a Man U jersey for the first half of the next show, and then halfway into that, you change into a Tottenham kit.
Oh
No, we're not playing Spurs. We're not playing Spurs.
It doesn't
So
matter.
that doesn't matter. That does not matter.
that would be hilarious.
That
I
would
mean,
be great.
I do have a Spurs one in the closet, but that's in case I do lose bet. But that doesn't come out unless I lose the bet.
So basically, you're saying it's full of dust at the moment.
Yeah. Basically.
Got to take that one to the cleaners.
So we're on then. So
We're
All
on.
right, yeah. The bet is on.
all right.
So you heard it here.
I'll wear that nice pink one from last year. At least that.
Yeah, Champions League, John. You're gonna wear it, bro.
That was a very nice kit, actually.
Gonna happen with no strikers. We're going in there, no strikers, Mario. 3-0.
3-0.
Come on, Reds. Yeah.
I feel like that's a very difficult task
Yeah, I mean it's
for
nearly impossible, bro.
your club. Yeah,
Don't you just miss the old days when Vieira would go at it with in the tunnel?
Man United, Arsenal was the Premier League at one point, man. One of the best rivalries ever when I was coming into the sport. You know what I mean? Which really kind of, drove me into just loving the game. It was Man United, freaking Arsenal, man. So I wish those days were back. Those days are far and away now. So.
they could be on the horizon though. So yeah, that basically ends the I guess that was our only prediction because that's the most enticing game of the weekend, which actually falls on a Monday. So I look forward to that. I'm going to be watching that as soon as I leave work, and you guys can look forward to either Sal or Justin following their bets. So anything else we want to talk about that either happened this past weekend or that you look forward to this weekend?
Let's go Madrid talk for you, Mario. Since,
yeah.
Yeah.
I said we got some Madrid talk.
Okay, so I can do it very quickly. My beautiful club, Real Madrid, is in first place currently in La Liga. La Liga has been very interesting as well as it has been in the Premier League. A lot of small clubs have entered. Like I would say, we talk about the top four mostly because the 5 and 6 spot, you kind of just leave it up to whoever is batting it out there. But at the moment, I don't have. Let me look it up. I know that we just beat Osasuna yesterday. Beautiful goal from Rodrigo Goes, which was very exciting because it was his debut, and he has the second fastest goal in the debut behind Ronaldo, the great R9, which his was, I believe, around the 73-second mark, and Rodrigo got his in 95 seconds. So it was a great start to his Real Madrid career. Made me very excited to see that he scored. And then, hold on, I get the standings here. So yeah, and then we have Vinicius score. So our two top Brazilian talents that we picked up, one the season ago, and then this past summer window, we picked up Rodrigo. To see them both score was just great. No Benzi. We just basically had a B team. We had that 3-0 disaster at the Parc des Princes.
Yeah, Prince de Park.
Yeah, and then we come out the following weekend. We had a tough game in Sevilla at this Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan, which is not an easy place to play at, especially for Real Madrid. We don't have the greatest of luck there. We pull out a 1-0 victory thanks to a goal from Benzema, the great. And then we win yesterday. So with that, we have Real Madrid in first, Real Sociedad in second, which you wouldn't think of it. But the only reason I say that they're in second place is because a beautiful talent that Real Madrid loaned to them, which goes by the name of Martin Odegaard. The man has been on fire lately. He actually got the player of the month in August for Real Sociedad. And oddly enough, he was presented with octopus. So go figure. And then It's I guess it's a Sociedad kind of like a Basque tradition or something.
Oh, okay.
And then in third we have the city rivals Atletico de Madrid, which we actually played this weekend in a derby. So I'm really looking forward to that one. I hope that we win it. I think we have a good chance of winning it. It depends if Zidane puts a lineup that I want. I hope that he continues to go with Ramos and Militao in the center. Keep Varane on the bench. Make him learn a lesson, to be honest. And then, yeah, but then Militao showed flashes. Like Militao could be like our next Pepe. You know what I'm saying? Like a Pepe with a Varane hybrid, I would say. So it was really good to see him come out in that game and do really great. And then in fourth, we have Athletic Club, which is another team from the Basque region, a team that I actually like. If I was in a Real Madrid fan, I'd definitely be at Athletic Club.
I like.
And then
out there.
In fifth, we have Granada. And if you see a theme here, I haven't said the other horrible. So, but then we finally get to them. They're in sixth. So Barcelona is kind of having the beginning of a season that Real Madrid has been known to have the last couple seasons. We don't start off well. We have dumb losses to small clubs, and we never know how to pick it up from there. Can Barcelona pick it up from where they're at right now? Yes. Real Madrid only has a 4-point lead on Barcelona, and Barcelona's in sixth. So it's very competitive so far. Very surprising to see the top six and then to see Barca in sixth. Yeah. So my prediction was we're winning the league this year. So far, so good. And after that loss to PSG, I feel like Zidane kind of got the group together and was like, look, we learned a lesson. Let's not let this happen again. And we can probably see the Madrid of, I believe, 2 seasons ago, where we had a team and a B team. And yesterday our B team played, and they played excellent. We didn't see no Benzi. We didn't see James until like about the 75th minute. Casemiro was in there because he's basically the only midfielder that we have at the moment due to injury. Kroos did play, but then again, that was just to cover James's position. And then you had Nacho on the left because we have two left backs injured. And then Militao came in, Ramos played, and then Areola played, which was great. I would hope that he gets more time and then has Courtois on the bench because I actually like the way he plays. He was very good in positioning, even though he wasn't really tested. But when he did get the ability to show what he has, he played really great. Or he showed the good stuff. The Madrid fans were cheering every time he did something great. So we were all loving it. And then we had Odriozola on the right, which I feel like we should start playing him more than we do Carvajal. Carvajal is on a decline, and maybe seeing Odriozola getting more minutes will help him get back into his old self. So Zidane is finding his groove after that horrible loss in PSG, and it's great to see. I'm going to say this weekend in the derby, we win 3-1.
So if you lose, you're wearing a Atletico shirt, right?
No, I don't have one. So I would probably burn myself if I had one on.
So you think Zidane is doing the right thing to get he's going to be the one to go forward with?
Yeah, Zidane knows what he's doing. At least I would like to imagine I know that he knows what he's doing. He's done it before. He just needs to find the right formula. He needs to get the players to believe again, because when we started the season, when you saw preseason, we looked horrible. We lost 6-1 or 7-1 to Atletico. I know it's preseason, but come on, 7-1 in a preseason match, that's kind of ridiculous, and especially to your city rival. I don't see a 7-1 scoreline happening in this one. If it does happen, I'll be absent next week. But yeah, so La Liga is, so far for me, it's looking great. And we'll just see how the season goes. And that's about it. But yeah, 3-1. Go Madrid.
All right.
A la Madrid.
We'll keep that in mind.
2 from Benzi. Watch it. He's on a scoring streak. He's atop the leading scorers in La Liga this season so far. So
Still got it.
So he still got it, yeah. And we'll see Bale again. Bale actually didn't even make the team yesterday.
He's not gonna have a 6 a.m. tea time somewhere, you know.
No, I would assume he got his golf time in yesterday since he wasn't playing or on the bench. So hopefully he took care of business there.
Rumor has it he's still trying to pass the freaking club badge around somewhere to somebody else.
Don't even get me with that one. Don't get me with that one. That was the dumbest thing I saw. Wait, what was it? Yeah, last weekend, right? Or it was last week. It was like Friday or something. Yeah, it was the worst thing I saw on Twitter. I was like,
hilarious, bro. What am I looking at? I think I even hit you up. I'm like, yo, what is going on here? Yeah. It's so weird.
It's just people want to get on Bale's bad side for no reason. It's just like, whatever, dude. Like, Ramos has it all the time, and he has it behind people's back. So, like, why are you giving Bale so much grief? And then if you watch the video, Hazard laughs as he, like, hands it, or as he receives it or hands it off. Hazard's just, like, says something, and they chuckle. Well, he chuckles, and Bale's like, yeah, I don't know what the hell just happened. So, it was just dumb. Anyways, this concludes it. Real Madrid's in first. We went over match day 6. Man City showed us that they could just dominate any club in the Premier League when they want to, unless it's Norwich. Liverpool stays undefeated. Either Sal or Just are going to be wearing well, Justin won't be wearing a jersey, but maybe Sal. Yeah. We might see a lovely written banner from Justin. Hopefully he spells everything correctly. So we look forward to that. And I hope
Old Trafford, let's go. Get ready to put on that jersey. Follow at FieldTalk _Benzi, at FieldTalk @ Sal Talk Soccer. FieldTalk, baby. Come on.
There you go. Oh, actually, a very quick interruption to this goodbye and farewell. Next Tuesday, if you guys aren't aware, we have a great game, and I think we should go over it. It's Boca Juniors versus River Plate in the Libertadores semifinal. It's the first of 2 matches. It is a beautiful game. It is a great game with tons of history.
A lot, yeah.
If you missed this game, I feel sorry for you, to be honest.
Yes. I think we should definitely talk about it.
So next Tuesday, you will be seeing me in a River Plate jersey because yes, I love River Plate.
All right.
So yeah, so that's that. I just wanted to throw that in there for anybody watching this. River Plate and Boca Juniors. Gotta watch it. Mark your calendars. So with that being said, I hope you guys had a great time watching. Give us a thumbs up, hit the follow, subscribe, whatever it's called, and then click the bell. And then we'll see you guys next Tuesday on the how many days are in September?
30
days.
Okay, so we'll see you October 1st, Tuesday night, right here. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Sal. And we'll see you guys on the next one.
3-0. Let's go.
3-1.
Later.
Laters.